Imagine carrying a heavy backpack up a steep hill, each step harder than the last. Now imagine freeing yourself from that weight, feeling lighter with every stride. That's the power of releasing trauma, a heavy load many of us carry. With every step we take, every breath we breathe, we have the power to transform our lives. Today, we'll embark on a captivating journey together, a journey illuminated by the wisdom of one of the greatest minds history has ever known, a Roman emperor. This journey offers the key to a door many of us have closed and locked, the door to release trauma. Not only can it lift the weight off your shoulders, but it can also lead you to a path of resilience, acceptance, and profound inner peace. This journey is not a quick fix, it's a lifetime voyage. But as we take this journey together, step by step, you'll discover a life that's not just bearable, but truly worth living. Let's begin with a deep dive into the first step, understanding the nature of trauma. You see, trauma is often misunderstood. It's not just a singular event or a moment that shatters you. Trauma is an experience that can deeply impact your mental, emotional, and sometimes even physical well-being. It is a response to an event or a series of circumstances that leaves you feeling overwhelmed, helpless, and frightened. Equally important is to understand that trauma is highly individual. The same event may not lead to trauma in every person because we all have different thresholds and coping mechanisms. Your trauma is your trauma. It is unique to you, and how you react to it is entirely personal. But here's the critical part, the part that anchors us in the wisdom of Marcus Aurelius, the esteemed Stoic philosopher and Roman emperor. He wrote, "You have power over your mind, not outside events. Realize this, and you will find strength." This is a profound insight and forms the basis of our journey in releasing trauma. Marcus Aurelius reminds us that our trauma doesn't define us, our reaction to it does. The key to understanding trauma lies in understanding our perception of it. We need to recognize that it's not the external events that disturb us, but our view of those events. We decide whether an experience breaks us or shapes us. This is not to say that the traumatic event wasn't painful or disturbing. It's about understanding that we have the power to interpret our experiences, including trauma, and attach meaning to them. We can choose to view our trauma as a crippling experience that binds us to our past, or we can choose to see it as a stepping stone towards growth and resilience. Remember, my friends, that we hold the power. Understanding the nature of trauma is a critical step in releasing it. We need to acknowledge it, understand it, and then we can begin to overcome it. Once we start shifting our perspective, we begin to reclaim our power over our minds. It's not an overnight process, but a gradual journey of healing and growth. So, let's take this step together, understanding our trauma, acknowledging its impact, but more importantly, recognizing that we have the strength to redefine it. As we do, we will find that we are not victims of our trauma. We are survivors, we are warriors, and we can transform our pain into our power. The journey begins with understanding, and where it leads is entirely up to us. Absolutely. Let's now move on to the second step. Embrace radical acceptance. After we've established an understanding of our trauma, the next course of action, as suggested by Stoic philosophy, is to embrace our experiences in their totality. This step requires us to adopt a mindset of radical acceptance. Now, what is radical acceptance? It's the practice of accepting life on life's terms and not resisting what you cannot or choose not to change. Radical acceptance is about acknowledging reality without judgment. It's not about approval or agreement, but merely recognition. Marcus Aurelius, in his wisdom, said, "Reject your sense of injury, and the injury itself disappears." What he instructs us here is to accept our trauma, not as a life sentence, but as a life event. Our trauma happened. It was real and it was painful. But it doesn't have to define us. When we accept our trauma as a part of our past, we stop letting it control our present. Remember, Accepting your trauma does not mean you're condoning it or agreeing with it. It simply means you're acknowledging it and allowing yourself to feel the emotions that come with it. This is crucial because when we resist our feelings, they persist. But when we allow ourselves to feel, we begin to heal. That's the beauty of radical acceptance. It changes your relationship with your trauma. It doesn't invalidate your experiences or emotions, but it does change how you respond to them. It reminds you that you are not your trauma. You are much more than that. You're a person with the capability of experiencing a wide range of emotions, a person who has the power to choose how you want to live your life. Radical acceptance can be challenging because it means confronting our pain, but it's a necessary step in healing. It's an ongoing practice, not a one-time event. But as you continue to practice radical acceptance, you'll find yourself feeling lighter, more at peace, and more in control. So, my friends, let's make a commitment to embrace our traumas, not as anchors that drag us down, but as stepping stones that help us cross the river of healing. Let's acknowledge our past without letting it define our present or dictate our future. This is the promise of radical acceptance, and it's a promise that each of us can make to ourselves. After understanding the nature of trauma and embracing radical acceptance, the third step on this journey of healing involves cultivating resilience. This step takes us deeper into the teachings of Stoicism. Marcus Aurelius famously stated, "The impediment to action advances action. What stands in the way becomes the way." This is a call to transform obstacles into opportunities, a concept that is central to the cultivation of resilience. Resilience, in its simplest form, is the capacity to recover quickly from difficulties. It is about strength and speed of recovery, but it's also about flexibility and adaptability in the face of challenges. In the context of trauma, resilience is your capacity to bounce back, to rise from the ashes, and to keep going in spite of the pain. No one is born with resilience. It is a skill that's developed over time through experiences, both good and bad. In the wake of trauma, resilience is what allows the wound to transform into wisdom. It allows for the proverbial phoenix to rise from the ashes of despair, stronger and more beautiful than before. Resilience is not about forgetting or pretending the trauma never occurred. It's about accepting what happened, learning from it, and moving forward in spite of it. It's about using the trauma as a springboard to leap into a stronger version of yourself. To cultivate resilience, we must confront our trauma head-on, not run from it or suppress it. This can be a daunting task because it means facing our deepest fears and most painful memories. It requires strength, courage, and determination. It involves allowing ourselves to feel our feelings fully, to express them, and then to let them go. Cultivating resilience also involves cultivating a positive mindset. It's about choosing to see the good in every situation, to focus on what you can control, and to let go of what you can't. It's about choosing to see your trauma not as a destructive force, but as a catalyst for growth and transformation. So, my friends, let's use our trauma as a stepping stone, not a stumbling block. Let's choose to view every challenge as an opportunity to learn, grow, and become stronger. Let's cultivate resilience and use it to propel us forward on our journey of healing and self-discovery, because as Marcus Aurelius so wisely reminds us, what stands in our way becomes our way. Having understood the concept of resilience and taking the steps to cultivate it, you have already begun the journey of transformation. Building upon this momentum, the fourth step is to engage in reflective practice, a cornerstone in the philosophy of Marcus Aurelius. Aurelius, a great philosopher and emperor, was an advocate of self-reflection. He believed in the power of introspection and saw it as an essential tool for personal growth and understanding. His meditations, a series of personal reflections, have guided countless individuals on their path to wisdom and tranquility. Engaging in reflective practice begins with quieting the mind. In the silence, we can hear the whispers of our thoughts and feelings. It is about peeling back the layers of our experiences, understanding our responses, and diving into the depths of our consciousness. This is where we meet our trauma face to face. Yet, it is not a battle, but a conversation. It is not a confrontation, but a compassionate inquiry. Now, how can we practice this reflection? A powerful method is through journaling. Documenting your thoughts and feelings about your trauma can be therapeutic, helping you untangle the web of emotions and experiences. It provides an outlet to express your pain, confusion, and even anger. Journaling can also help you track your progress. As you pour out your thoughts and feelings onto the paper, patterns may emerge. You may start to notice triggers, repetitive thoughts, and behavioral patterns. This awareness offers insights that can guide your healing journey. By reflecting, we start to separate ourselves from our trauma. We begin to see it not as a part of us, but as an event that occurred. This shift in perspective is vital. It empowers us to take our narrative back from our trauma, to reclaim our identity separate from it. In this process of self-reflection, remember to be patient with yourself. Healing is not linear, and it takes time. There may be days when the pain seems insurmountable, and that's okay. Gently remind yourself that healing is a process, and every step, no matter how small, is a victory. Remember, you are not alone in this journey. Reach out to trusted friends, family, or professional help if you need support. Before we move forward, I want to take a moment to invite you to hit the subscribe button. By doing this, you are making a choice to continue this journey of healing and growth. You are choosing to invest in yourself. So go ahead, hit subscribe, and join us as we explore the transformative power of reflective practice in the next steps. Following the practice of reflective introspection, we embark on the fifth and final step of this journey. This step is inspired by yet another principle of Marcus Aurelius's Stoic philosophy, a principle that can often be overlooked but is fundamentally crucial in healing from trauma. This principle is practicing loving kindness, especially towards oneself. Marcus Aurelius has eloquently stated, "Be tolerant with others and strict with yourself." This quote encapsulates the essence of self-compassion and kindness towards others. This principle is not about ignoring or dismissing our pain. Instead, it's about recognizing it, understanding it, and treating ourselves with compassion as we would treat someone we deeply care for. You might question, why is self-compassion so integral to releasing trauma? The reason is simple yet profound. Trauma often leaves us entangled in a web of guilt, shame, and self-blame. We may beat ourselves up over what happened, what we could have done differently, and the what-ifs that follow. Practicing self-compassion liberates us from this web. It involves acknowledging our feelings and pain without judgment or self-criticism. Self-compassion also entails forgiving ourselves for the past. Remember that you made the best decisions you could at that time with the knowledge, resources, and circumstances you had. Accepting this fact is crucial to let go of self-blame and guilt. Practicing loving kindness also extends to how we treat others. Empathy and understanding towards others can lead to better relationships, further aiding the healing process. Expressing kindness to others can also bring peace to our minds and hearts, creating a nurturing environment for our healing. As we cultivate self-compassion, it's important to replace negative self-talk with positive affirmations. Statements like, "I am healing," "I am worthy," and "I am strong" can be powerful tools to shift our mindset from victimhood to empowerment. This practice may not be easy and will require time and consistency. But remember, progress is a bunch of small steps leading to significant changes. Even the smallest act of self-love can make a difference. So, as we conclude this journey, remember the importance of practicing loving kindness towards yourself and others. Coupled with the other steps, you are now equipped with a holistic approach to release trauma and build resilience. And if you haven't already, Please hit that subscribe button to continue receiving guidance and motivation on your path to healing and personal growth. Remember, you are not alone in this journey, and every step you take is a step towards a stronger, more resilient you.